Get down. The UFC is heading to Las Vegas for UFC 320 Pereira versus Ankalaev for the light heavyweight championship of the world, with the co-main event of Corey the Sandman Sandhagen versus Marab the Machine Dvalishvili for the bantamweight title. I'm going to go through and give my quick predictions for every single fight, breaking down who I think wins, how they win, what round or whatever. Starting with the first fight of the night on the early prelims, Veronica Hardy versus Brogdon Walker. I don't understand how a loss to Eduarda Mora drops you this far down the totem pole. Not only does Brogan Walker not fight, she's not good at it. Veronica Hardy. Probably decision. Veronica Hardy. Moving on, we got Brahimaj versus Austin Vanderford. Now, two similar-ish type of fighters, two grapplers. They can wrestle, but two wrestlers. I think Austin's the better wrestler. Brahimaj probably has a better BJJ. Striking kind of mixes out. So who imposes the will more? That's what I look at when I decide who I think is going to win this fight. And it's going to be Austin Vanderford. Austin Vanderford is a fucking dog. Bites down on mouthpiece. Very, very impressive in his UFC debut. Bites down on mouthpiece. Just makes a fight out of it, right? Taste the fight. He did a great job in his UFC debut of controlling where the fight took place and implementing his game plan. Right? Whether it was the takedown, whether that was to keep it striking here or to push his opponent back. I think Brahimaj accepts too many positions, and I think that's going to play. It's Austin Vanderford's hands. Give me Austin Vanderford by a fun fight by decision. Moving on, we got Punahele Soriano versus Nikolai Veretenikov, sorry. And it's all about how Soriano fights. If Soriano comes out there trying to strike, trying to bomb away, I think Nikolai puts him away. A tough guy in Punahele, but I think he gets put away, right? Because he's just not as technical of a striker as a Nikolai. Think about Nikolai. His grappling is Soriano comes out there shooting takedowns, really getting after it. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be very, very tough. Soriano, a guy that's moving down from middleweight. I didn't even realize he was a middleweight. He's got a lot of man skill over here. Down, but in reality, Veretenikov's grappling is very weak. His takedown defense is little to none. Right, at the age of 35 years old, let's just say 36. I don't know how much better that's gonna get. Right, so I think Soriano's gonna come out there. He's gonna try to grapple. He's gonna be successful in the grappling, and he's gonna win the fight. So we're gonna pick. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Now we got Patchy Mix versus Jacob Wiklacz. For the sanity of the Bellator fanboys and the Patchy Mix Glazers, the guys who told me that he beat Sean O'Malley, you need him to win this fight. You absolutely need him to win this fight. 3-rounder. I'm going to go decision. I'm going to pick a Patchy Mix. I think two grapplers. Patchy Mix is going to be the better grappler. I suppose his grappling could get a little nerdy, pull guardy. Really, really forced grappling, which is crazy because he didn't do anything of the sort in his last fight against Mario Batista. He actually got outboxed. He got outclassed by Mario Batista. His striking got exposed, which we kind of knew. Well, I'm not going to say we. But maybe we knew that. Stiff as a board, doesn't move his head. Not really good footwork. Does have output, does have power in his hands, but it's too hittable. Very, very hittable. The thing about Jacob is his striking isn't that great either. So we're going to pick Patchy Mix to beat Jacob Wiklacz. Macy Chiasson. Bad to the bone. Macy Chiasson. We got Macy Chiasson versus Yana Santos. I'm going to keep it sweet. I'm going to go Macy Chiasson. I'm going to go Macy Chiasson because while Yana does have high output, her striking isn't good. People call her a very accurate, high-volume striker. She's not very accurate at all. She's really outside of range for a majority of her strikes, but she does throw a lot of strikes. The thing about that is I think Macy, she's struggling to blend her style. She started off as a striker, then she became heavy grappling, and she needs to find that perfect blend. And I think a girl like Yana Santos is the type of girl where she can do that against. Macy Chiasson can get in close on the clinch, use her nasty elbows. She can use her long reach if she wants to keep range. She can come in close, get a hold of her, trip her, take her back. I think Macy Chiasson has way more realms where she could take this fight, and she's just the better fighter. Simple. I'm going to go Macy Chiasson by decision. Moving on, we got Daniel Santos versus Chiasson, my shooter boss brethren. And it's crazy because this is a very, very high prospect. You know, coming off of the regionals, we knew what it was with this guy, right? He debuted against Jekasirgi. I almost said something very, very disrespectful, but you get the gist. He did what he's supposed to do against Jekasirgi, right? But the thing is, I feel like we're taking the overrating, right? Because we're giving this guy a lot of praise and a lot of props before we really see him do it against somebody who means something, right? But we see the talents there. And I think we're taking our feeling of him being overrated and we're using that to cause us to overrate Daniel Santos. Because Daniel Santos isn't that great. He shoots the box. He comes forward. His wrestling isn't the greatest. His jiu-jitsu's good, right? He's okay with being off his back. He gets comfortable there. He comes forward. He bombs away. Very, very hittable. He's hurtable. He's rockable. He does recover well. He's high output. He's always looking for a finish. He's looking to make it a fight. He's going to be very, very hittable. Mind you, like I said, it's going to be very, very hittable. And I don't see him going out there trying to force grappling exchanges with Chiasson. He's going to go out there. He's going to try to get in Chiasson's face. He's going to try to outstrike him. He's going to try to outstrike him, try to hurt him. And the power that Chiasson has in his hands, with the slickness, he is very, very slick in his boxing, with his countering, with his speed, with his accuracy. I really love Daniel Santos. I'm not very confident in this pick, but I think Chiasson is going to hurt Daniel Santos at some point in this fight. And if he does hurt him, I think he'll be able to get him out of there. I'm going to pick Chiasson by KO. Moving on, we got Farid Basharat versus Chris Gutierrez. The good Basharat, but he's just okay. Against Chris Gutierrez, leg kick spammer. We had a fun fight against John Castaneda in his last fight. Went to a split decision. I'm going to pick Farid Basharat. I think the Taekwondo is going to give Chris Gutierrez some problems. I think it's going to be hard. Well, I ain't going to lie. Taekwondo could make the leg kicks more available. It could. I really don't know. I really don't know. I feel like Chris Gutierrez is always in a very, very close fight. Let's see. Split decision. Unanimous. Unanimous. You know. The thing is, Chris Gutierrez, he can't be outpointed. He gets in these fights where he's trying to outpoint people, and in that, he gets outpointed. If that makes sense. I think the Taekwondo and the striking of Farid Basharat is going to give Chris Gutierrez problems in a very close fight, however. Probably another split decision, right? Moving on, we got Emmett Shabazayan versus Muniz. I think Muniz is getting too much respect. We haven't seen him fight recently. I mean, we've seen him fight. His last fight actually wasn't that long ago against what? Ikram Aliskerov. He got fucking annihilated, right? And then before that, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, you get what I'm saying? Not very, very active. And a lot of people just look at Muniz. Oh, he's gonna take Emmett Shabazayan down and just dominate. He's gonna take Emmett Shabazayan down and just fucking dominate him. I mean, that's just the fucking wrestling. And I think his grappling is a bit overrated. His striking is underrated, but I think his grappling is a bit overrated. And Emmett Shabazayan is kind of coming into his own, right? He's kind of coming into his own. Very, very dangerous early. In his last fight, we saw that he can do it for 3 rounds. He can do it for 3 rounds. He can be clean for 3 rounds. Emmett Shabazayan is going to have a nice... Yes, he isn't going to have a nice reach, but he's going to have a nice movement. He's still 20. He's 28 years old, which is fucking insane when you think about it. But he hasn't hit his prime. Fucking insane when you think about it. But I think Emmett Shabazayan is going to... If Ikram Aliskerov, granted he was just bombing away, but if Ikram Aliskerov is touching you, Emmett Shabazayan isn't gonna have any trouble touching you, right? And you look at Muniz, he really only loses to good guys. Ooh, Paul Gray isn't a good look. But Brendan Allen, he beat Jung Young Park, the Iron Turtle, split decision. That means something. That means something. But Emmett Shabazayan, his movement, I think his movement is going to be great. He may fade as the fight goes on, but Muniz, I think he's just a bit overrated. And we don't know if this is the same Muniz that beat Jung Young Park. Granted, it was just 2 years ago, but we haven't seen it. Last time we seen him, he got fucking flatlined. So I'm picking Emmett Shabazayan. I think it's going to be a decision. I'm picking a lot of decisions, huh? But I think it's going to be a close decision. Ateba. Oh my god. Come on, man. Joe Pyfer versus Abus Magomedov. I think Abus Magomedov is a better fighter than Joe Pyfer. As far as the amount of technique and the variety he can do, he can throw in the striking. I think his wrestling is better. Thing is, Joe Pyfer does not have bad doesn't have bad grappling, doesn't have bad striking, and he has the great equalizer, which is the big power. The thing about Joe Pyfer is he can get very simplistic. He can get very simplistic, and it's like ever since he lost to Jack Hermanson, it's like he came out fast against Marc-André Barriou, really looking to get that monkey off his back, right? But against Kelvin Gastelum, he hurt Kelvin Gastelum early, realized Kelvin Gastelum was going to hang around, and then he just got, I don't know if it was complacent, he wanted to just hold his lead, but he just got very, very predictable. Big right hand coming out of the middle, big overhand coming over the top, and that was it. Not a lot of variety in the strikes. The thing is, I don't think he's gonna need to have a lot of variety in the strikes, because we're gonna know who wins this fight. We're gonna know who wins this fight in the first round, right? Both guys fade, right? We're gonna know who wins this fight in the first round, and I think we're gonna know very, very early that Abus respects Joe Pyfer a lot, and Abus not kind of runs, but he gets very, very hesitant, and Joe Pyfer's just able to pick him apart, I guess. Pick him apart with his one strike every 1 minute. I'm going to pick Joe Pyfer. He may even get a finish here. I'm not going to lie, guys. You're ever going to pick him to get a finish? I don't know, bro. The thing about Joe Pyfer is he should have finished Kevin Gastelum. He should have finished Kevin Gastelum. He let off the gas immensely. I don't know if he got tired, but he let off the gas immensely. The thing is, he can afford to get tired against Abus Magomedov, because Abus Magomedov is going to get tired as well. And once he feels what Joe Pyfer is bringing to the table, Abus Magomedov is going to be on the back foot, and Joe Pyfer is just going to be able to control the fight. I don't know if he gets him out of there, but I'm going to pick Joe Pyfer to get him out of there. Second round. Oh, fuck. First round. Second round. Fuck. I don't know. I don't know. Moving on, we got Josh Emmett versus Yusuf Zalal. Yusuf Zalal is going to dance around Josh Emmett for 15 minutes. I would have did Josh Emmett versus Steve Garcia. I would have did Yusuf Zalal versus David Onama. That's not what we got. Yusuf Zalal is going to dance around Josh Emmett for 15 minutes. We're giving Yusuf Zalal too much of a hard time for his fight against Calvin Kattar. Third round was a little, okay, it's hard to defend, but the first and second round, he was absolutely stinging the shit out of Calvin Kattar, moving around. He couldn't be touched. If Calvin Kattar couldn't touch you, I don't think Josh Emmett's going to be able to touch you. Sorry. Oh, and just to throw out there, Calvin Kattar beat Josh Emmett. He was robbed. Moving on, we got Yuri Prochazka versus Khalil Rountree. Let's go for that. Let's go for that. I'm going to pick Yuri Prochazka, and the reason I'm going to pick Yuri Prochazka is because of his mobility. Now, Khalil Rountree does have really great leg kicks that could play a factor in this fight with Yuri Prochazka. Yuri Prochazka doesn't really necessarily defend low kicks that well. I'm going to pick Yuri Prochazka because of his mobility. Khalil Rountree is very, very, and I do mean very stationary. He has this relaxed style in there where he doesn't want to exert too much energy, and he's really just standing there. He's just standing there waiting for an opening. And he's literally just standing there, almost like how Valentina Shevchenko just stands there. That's going to be a problem. Yuri Prochazka is going to be bouncing. He's going to be bouncing. He's going to make Khalil fight. He's going to make Khalil think, and he's not going to allow Khalil to just be comfortable. Khalil has to be comfortable, slow breathing. It's like he's like slow breathing, like he just, okay, what's next? What's next? Wow, Yuri Prochazka is going to put him in that chaos, and he's going to be bouncing. He's going to be moving. He's going to be changing angles. He's going to be going left. He's going to be going right, and Khalil's going to have to be. He's going to have to be moving like this. He's going to have to move it like this. And Khalil wants to have his feet planted when he throws so he can have the explosion and everything. While Yuri Prochazka just wants to flow. He wants to move through his opponent. He wants to come forward. He's throwing from nasty angles. He's throwing his straight right hand from the hip. And then he's looping it at the end. It's just nasty shit that is, I think he's going to really confuse and frustrate Khalil Rountree in this fight. And I think he's going to finish him. I think he's going to finish him. That's how I feel, and I don't want to sound like I'm just disrespecting Khalil Rountree. I'm not, but I think Yuri Prochazka is the second hardest hitter in the division. His chin is good, contrary to what you think about his Alex Pereira performance. His chin is good, and I'm telling you, it's going to be the movement. It's going to be the movement, and it's going to be the pace. And I don't think Khalil Rountree is going to be able to keep up with that pace, especially if this was 5 rounds. He's cooked, but 3 rounds, I don't think. Yuri's just going to go. And he's just going to go. He's just going to go. He's going to be bouncing from left to right. I'm telling you guys, in the head movement. And Khalil's going to be trying to plant. And while Yuri's changing angles, Khalil's going to throw. And he's going to miss. And it's going to... And once he misses, Yuri's going to tip his head. He's going to come up with the left hand from the... And it's just going to be fucking frustrating. And he's going to hurt Khalil Rountree bad in this fight. Bad in this fight. I got Yuri Prochazka. Moving on, we got Merab Dvalishvili versus Corey Sandhagen. I just watched Corey Sandhagen talk about this in an interview, and he was like, he's gonna dial it in more. He's not gonna fight Merab the same way he fought Umar, where he just focused too much on defense and he didn't be offensive. To beat Merab Dvalishvili, you gotta knock him out. You gotta knock him out. And he has an amazing chin, but you have to knock him out. Or of course, you're gonna have to roll for a leg lock. He's gonna have to get one of these. I'm not gonna say fluky, but he's gonna have to get one of these Davis and Figueiredos or one of these leg locks, and he's gonna have to submit Merab Dvalishvili. But Merab's not gonna tap, so you're probably gonna have to rip his fucking leg off his body, and then the ref was gonna see, oh damn, Merab can't stand. I guess I have to call the fight. Type shit. Like that ass. The fact of the matter is, Merab is going to just go, right? Because Corey Sandhagen, he's throwing a lot of feints, and he's switching his stances a lot. And it's a lot of things that'll make you think, right? It's a lot of things that make you think, and it could overwhelm your opponent. Merab really doesn't think, he just goes. He's not gonna be like, oh damn, he just put his left foot forward. Hold on, what's he got coming? No, he's gonna be like, oh, he put his left foot forward? I guess I'll grab that one. That's, you know what I mean? It's hard to beat that, especially when he's not gonna get tired. His striking is improving by the fight, and now he's getting finishes. He's showcasing jiu-jitsu. I think this is one of the scariest fighters in the UFC. And I think he keeps it going. Give me Merab Dvalishvili. By decision. Like Corey's he's gonna have to win this fight in a 50-50 leg position. He's gonna have to knock Merab out. I think he can knock Merab out. So he's gonna have to roll for these leg locks and be nerdy. It's tough. It's tough for Corey. Main event. I just dropped a video about this yesterday. I talked about how Alex Pereira has to come out here. He has to use more kicks. You know, in the open stance, like Islam did against Volk in the second fight, you have to use more kicks. You have to let him rip to the body. You have to let him rip upstairs. That's going to nullify Magomedov Ankalaev's boxing. Kind of how Ian Garrett nullified Carlos Protest's hands with his kicks. Understand? And there has to be a point in this fight where he flips the switch. He flipped the switch against Khalil. He flipped the switch against Yuri. He flipped the switch against Adesanya both times. When I say flip the switch, is okay. I done made my reads. I done kind of got some real estate in the calf kicks. Let's go put them away. That never flipped against Magomed Ankalaev because Magomed Ankalaev didn't allow him to. Magomed used his speed and his accuracy, his straight shots, while Alex Pereira's hands are here. And he's just leaning back. He tagged him up. He used the takedowns. And Alex Pereira, it's easier to defend takedowns when that's all you're focused on. And that's all he's focused on. Alex Pereira has to be willing to live with the consequences of making it a fight, right? You got to get your offense off. And I keep saying, in the day and age of the UFC that we live in today, as long as you get your offense off, you can get taken down and still win that round. Because you got your shit off. You got to get your shit off. It's all about just getting your shit off. Because if you getting your shit off and you hit Magomed clean with some shots, and Magomed looks like he has to kind of take you down to, whoa, oh my God, he was hitting me with some shit, and Magomed's not going to threaten submissions. He's not going to go ground and pound. He might tip, pat, but it's not fight ending. The judges probably will look at that round and say, well, who's closer to finishing the fight? As Pereira, who had the more fight-ending sequences, as Pereira, round as Pereira. He has to do that. He has to come out, he has to do that fight. And I want as Pereira to win, so I'm trying not to let that sway how I pick this fight. But Magomed is just a technician. He's a fucking beast. He's a fucking beast, man. He did some shit to Alex Pereira that I've never seen. I've never seen Alex Pereira against the fence covering up. I've never seen no shit like that. I've never seen somebody stand right on the outside of kicking range and just beat Alex Pereira to the punch over and over and over and over again. And just not let Alex Pereira get comfortable with letting his hands go. Alex Pereira couldn't even throw his left hook. I think somebody gets finished in this fight. If the fight goes how I think it should go, somebody gets finished in this fight. Because Alex Pereira, he can't just live with losing another decision. He can't. He has to try to finish Magomed Ankalaev. He has to turn that switch on. And it's going to end like how the 5th round ended with Israel Adesanya or Alex Pereira, or how the fight in Miami with Izzy and Pereira too. Somebody has to get finished. The one thing about Alex Pereira, I don't like how he's coming in bigger. Right? We saw him, it looked like he was about to campaign at heavyweight. He was weighing 247, 250. He looks fucking huge in his training. I would have liked a more slimmed down Alex Pereira. more faster Alex Pereira. But the thing about it is Alex Pereira, I think he's going to be stuck in his ways defensively. I think his hands are going to be out to the side. He's going to be trying to lean and slip shots that he really can't see coming, that he really can't time. And I think Magomedov Ankalaev just going to outbox him. And I think he gets to a point later in the fight where Alex Pereira's coach is frustrated. Alex Pereira is frustrated because it's like, man, I fought this guy for 8 rounds and I can't get my shit off. Something has to change. And I think he's going to come out like a bat out of hell, give it all he's got. And he's either going to catch Magomedov Ankalaev or Magomedov Ankalaev is going to catch him. And in a situation like that, I'm going to pick the faster man. The man who throws the straighter shots. The more accurate shots. I'm going to pick Magomedov Ankalaev. I'm going to pick him by KO in the 4th round. Let me know what you agree with. Let me know who you think I'm tripping. Like, comment, subscribe. Share this with somebody I know they enjoy just like you did. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of here, man. Yeah.